Today is December 31st, 2020. It is New Year's Eve and it's 9 a.m. and somehow I have to create a video summing up my entire year by tomorrow. Where to start? Let's start at the beginning. In January, I started the year off super pumped, knowing for sure that 2020 was going to be my year. I signed up for a trip to Peru that was going to happen in July. Spoilers, never happened. Got my first drone, crashed it a few times, got some cool new lights, went skiing a few times, and did my first backflip on the trampoline. By February, I started to get pretty good at flying my drone. Accidentally flew it in a few places that I definitely shouldn't have. Went on a weekend retreat with some friends, got some cool shots, made some great memories. Then Cuts Clothing emailed me and asked me to make a cool video with their shirts in it. I also got to fly inside of a tank and plane museum. Hands down, one of the coolest things I've ever done. In March, I filmed a music video for my brother and then went skiing, sneaking off a few drone shots before the ski patrol could catch us. Little did we know that that would be the very last ski trip of the season. So I was sitting in class on a Tuesday, and all of a sudden, towards the end, the teacher says, "We're not coming back, we're going online, we're done." And I thought, there's no way that's actually happening. For the last 4 years, I've actually commuted to Boston College every day, 4 hours a day. 2 days later, everything was canceled, and it was crazy. I didn't have to commute in anymore, but that meant we were now online. And that's when things got really crazy. Online classes started, which meant spending almost my entire day on Zoom. My dad's a pastor, and when church went online, I started producing hour-long video every single week for our church. I would film the message, the interviews, and the band during the week, and then edit all day Friday and Saturday so that I could have the video ready for 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. The only way I was able to stay on top of all this was using Google Calendar, which if you aren't using it, do it. It will change your life. April by far was the most stressful, most busy month of my entire life. Not only was I finishing up classes and beginning to study for finals, but companies started to reach out to me asking me to produce commercials. My buddy Jake was joining the Marines, and so we were able to throw him a surprise parade, send him off as he began his training. In May, I finished up my time at Boston College, and I can say I'm really fortunate to have met everyone that I was able to meet that I otherwise never would have connected with. I continued to create videos for companies and for my church during the lockdown. I released one of my favorite personal projects to date called Human. Showed up early to my own graduation. Anyways, June was really great. I released a second video for my trip to Poland, spent a few days on Cape Cod. I also started working on my film production company, Eclipse, and I got to spend a lot of time with friends I hadn't seen in a while. In July, I filmed my aunt's wedding, officially created my company, Eclipse, and then created some animations for Sam Kohler's Pulse sound effects launch. I also bought the camera that I've been waiting months for, the Canon R5, but it took another 3 months before it arrived. In August, I turned 22 and began to work on writing 2 short films that I hope to be able to make in the near future. We then flew out to Chicago, explored the city, interviewed my grandparents about their parents as well as their lives and what it was like to grow up in the 1940s. Definitely a highlight of the year. We then visited Cape Cod and New Hampshire, and I was able to capture some amazing drone footage. September, I went on some more hikes, explored a few amazing locations nearby, and made some amazing connections in the video industry. In October, I continued creating videos for businesses, and I got the opportunity to film one of my favorite videos ever. It was a one-take music video for my buddy Ben Lane, and it's still one of my favorite projects to date. In November, I wrote my 3rd short film script. It's pretty amazing if I do say so myself. Can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm really pumped about this one. We celebrate Thanksgiving, climbed a tower, took a time lapse of the moon, which was crazy, saw a lot of Christmas lights. I was able to create videos for Big Wheel, and was a cinematographer on a short film created by my friends Jaren and Emily, which was an amazing experience. Heading into December, I lost a good friend of mine who I was fortunate enough to have interviewed earlier this past year. Definitely something I've learned is to take the time to hear about other people's lives. It's so interesting and there's so much to learn from. Can't recommend it enough. Took some more photos of the moon, filmed the first real snowstorm of the year, celebrated Christmas, and then our Aunt Chris came from Chicago and surprised us. And is now spending the week with us as we head into the new year. Saw some more lights and then got the idea last night to make this video, and hopefully I got it done in time.